So, welcome everyone. What we have talked about in the past is something called breath sensing. The breath permeates all senses, and there's so many anecdotes, and not only anecdotes, but so much of research also going on in how we can improve our sensory perception of the world, uh, and how finely tuned all our senses are. And so we'll begin sharing about one sense at a time to see more details about how we are structured. And I'll begin with smell. Smelling was the most primitive, as we know. And there are two senses that work through chemicals. Sense works through chemicals, and these are called odor particles, or odor. There are odor particles, and they are in the. Let's say there are some chemicals in the air, and certain types of smells come. These are called odor particles, and the odor particles go into the odor receptors. The odor receptors are located in the nose area, and what we have is almost um, uh, you know 10 to 20 million, almost 10 million to 20 million of these of receptor cells, and they're embedded in the membrane in the along the nose, and that's a lot of receptors, and each receptor is connected to the nervous, small nervous system in the nerves, and there are about 1,000 types of receptors, and what we have is we can perceive about 10,000 different types of odors. Research has been on 10,000 different types of smell we can get. Now, this is basically fascinating part is that it's like a combination lock. You have a combination lock from 0 to 9, 0 to 10, whatever, 0 to 9 actually. And when you put the combination 3, 4, 7, or 8, 10, 5, or for example, a telephone number with 10 digits, and we dial the telephone numbers and you lock it, and it's like locking and interlocking like that. It locks it like that. So it's a locking mechanism which is present in these receptors. And the locking mechanism, once the locking happens, there's a particular type of lock, and then that activates the nerves. And then electrical signals happen. So chemical to electrical signals. And this is an interesting aspect of the smell. So smell is, what happens in also smell goes into the center here, center, and then goes into the cortex area. And there is a taste also is associated. The centers are next to each other. And therefore, what happens is that the nose is, for example, you have cold. You won't be able to taste much. Your taste will be lost when you have cold. We have seen that. Or supposing next time you try this, when you eat, block your nose and chew. When you block your nose a little bit and then chew, you might not be able to differentiate between a potato and a sweet potato, and you chew a couple of things, your taste will be different. Try that, and you'll find out that, because it's very important that both the taste and the smell and the taste, they coexist, and we end up calling it flavor. We use the word flavor to combine the two, but. So therefore, the smell part is very essential to understand. Now, the smell, these receptors, they start getting aging happens. And so when the aging happens, the smell starts getting, lost after 60, 70 years of age. There's some changes that happen. And that happens. Number two is when you have viruses, viral infection, particularly we have also known that smell is the first thing that got lost in COVID. Everybody is sort of aware of that part of it. And so smell is very crucial to recognize how it works and how sensitive it is. And so let's focus on something. Just a couple of seconds, we just close our eyes and focus on the smell. There will be nothing to smell at the current moment. But when we focus and breathe in and out, anything that you smell, if you have something in front of you, that's fine. If not, next time, focus and breathe and invite the smell and try to figure it out. There are combinations. We already talked about 10,000 smells. How many smells can you distinguish? This is an important thing to develop, important thing to practice on and check. Many times you have different smelling bottles, which are, like, for example, the uh, perfumes, different types of perfumes are available. You see, check yourself and see how much you can perceive, what type of perfume you can perceive. Can you check rose, jasmine, whatever it is, the odor that is there? I believe that practicing this will increase the awareness. Is it important to know? Well, yes and no. Many times, many people feel that it's important to know this. Smell also is protective many times. For example, a gas that comes through in a leaky area of in the what do you call the house, for example. Many odorless gases can be very bad. So this is an important point to pick up if you are able to do this. There's an anecdote about not anecdote, but now it's proven that dogs and cats obviously have very a lot of smelling capability, and dogs are able to smell money, for example. When you go to the in your travel and you go through immigration, there are specially trained dogs who can follow you and they figure out whether they are having money with you or not. Or in German, there was one German experiment where the dogs were able to smell, the breast secretions in female breast. When the cancer cells develop within the duct itself, duct is a small duct system. When the early cancer cells develop, they have a little different smell. And it's a small amount of secretion. So dogs were able to pick up early breast cancer. So sense of smell is an important aspect to think about and develop.